Are you thinking about joining Simply Filling and trying it out? If you are, stay tuned because I have some good ideas and tricks for you guys coming up right after this.
You just seem to have one single thing in mind. I'm casting our date to save some time. So on the edge of life.
All right, guys, Simply Filling. What is it? How do you do it? I'm going to tell you all about it from what I learned in the last couple weeks, which I've done Simply Filling in the past and it worked out so well for me. I'm going to test it out again this next week starting on Sunday, which is 2 days from now. I've got all my shopping done for it. I am ready. I'm prepared. I have my mindset switched over to Simply Filling. You really have to be in the right mind frame to do this because it's scary. It's scary because they give you free range of so many yummy carbs like potatoes and milk and cereal and so many other good foods that it would be easy to overeat and overindulge for some people. I would recommend before you even start this, if you're new to Weight Watchers, count points for at least a week or two to get the feel of the points and how much you should be eating. Look at the serving sizes. That's the most important thing. Check the serving sizes. When you have chicken and you're on Simply Filling, stick to 3 to 4 ounces of chicken. That's all you really need for a serving. I mean, you can have more, but guys, honestly, it doesn't help you lose weight if you overindulge. Even on Simply Filling, I've learned that lesson the hard way. So I usually stick to a serving size, which is 3 to 4 ounces of chicken, a cup of Cheerios. I love Cheerios, but I stick to a cup of Cheerios. And if I tend to go over, I'll kind of flounder and on the weight loss. I won't have that big of a weight loss. I will maybe even gain weight. So if I stick to serving sizes, it goes over so much better. So keep that in the back of your mind. If you're starting Simply Filling, look at the serving sizes. The serving sizes are there for a reason. Try to stick to the serving size if you can at all. If you are heavier, I think you could probably go over a little bit and still be okay. There was times that I had 2 and 3 cups of Cheerios and I was still losing like crazy. But I was, like I said, I was almost 300 pounds, 250, somewhere around there when I was doing Simply Filling. When you're heavier, you can have more food and still be able to lose. When you're thinner, you can't have as much on Simply Filling and still lose. Let your weight loss be your guide for all of this for sure. Test it out for a week and then test it out for another week to see and play around with it and see how far you can go. That's the only thing you can do with Simply Filling is just kind of let your weight loss be your guide for the first couple weeks. I like to try and do it 2 weeks because I'm always behind a week, it seems like. My weight loss reflects what happened the week before. That's usually how it works for me. First thing I recommend doing if you're going to start Simply Filling is print off your sheet. Let me show you what that sheet looks like. This is what I'm talking about when I say print off your sheet. It's the Simply Filling food list. And you can find this on the Weight Watchers website. And I will also post a link down below so you can easily just click on it and print this off yourself so you have it. Bring it to the store with you. Bring it everywhere with you because guys, there's a lot of things that are Simply Filling that do not scan Simply Filling. Scan it. Look at scroll up on the scan. After you scan it, your stuff will come up. Scroll up and check the nutrition information at the bottom to be sure that it matches the nutrition information on the package. A lot of times people put them in themselves and they end up putting them in wrong. So if you're just scanning your item, double check just to make sure everything is turning up okay. I will show you on the app, when my husband gets his phone home here, I will show you on the app what to look for, what the green dots look like, all of that good stuff. I'll show you on the app all of that in just a short time. But for now, I want to mention a couple more items. So the first thing you want to do, print off this sheet. Get ready, get your shopping done. Do a shopping spree for 1 whole week. Don't go back to the store and buy any other things like goodies and stuff like that. Do it all in 1 week, get it done. Prep your stuff. When you get it home, chop up your vegetables, have them all ready, because guys, that's one of the reasons why we tend to go off track. We don't prep our vegetables because we get lazy and we're like, oh, I don't feel like cutting up the veggies for this dinner, so I'm just gonna have something easier. Don't let yourself do that. Prep them all right when you get them home. I'm gonna do all the prepping tomorrow on all of my stuff, so it's ready to go. All I gotta do is dump and pour. That's one way to stay on track with Simply Filling. Have everything done. And you won't find an excuse to go out to eat or have something different, easier, whatever. And you'll stick to your plan. The second thing that I would do is change your app over. And I'll show you how to do that at the end of the video. So we'll leave that right there, but you're going to have to change your app over. The third thing you want to remember, when you're doing your shopping, bring this list with you to the store. And for an example, let me show you. If you look right here, I'm going to bring you up close here. If you look right here, you'll see that yogurt is Simply Filling. You'll see right here that yogurt is Simply Filling, and it has an asterisk next to it there. And let me read to you at the bottom what that asterisk means. I can't say that word, I'm sorry. It says, refer to the tracker or mobile app for specific brands and or cuts of meat. So when you see this little asterisk next to a product, you're going to look in your scanner on your phone or your computer and just type in what kind of yogurt it is. So type in light and fit, and then you'll see, once you put in light and fit Greek yogurt, let everything pop up and you will see the green dots for the ones that are Simply Filling. So that will be an easy way. Just watch for those little asterisks, how do you say that, next to the foods on here. So look for those, and then it depends on the brand whether or not it's Simply Filling. After you scan the product, there's certain things that I scan that don't show up Simply Filling, but I know it is because it's fat-free yogurt and it has the same exact sugar and everything else that any of the other non-fat yogurts have. That's one reason you want to look at the nutrition information, because somebody had punched that in wrong. They punched it in for more sugar than it really was. So that's why it wasn't coming up Simply Filling. So look for the brands specifically. One example would be frozen fruit. Okay, I had scanned a bag of frozen fruit. It came up as 4 smart points. I'm like, wow, because I wanted to use it for something. This was like last time I did Simply Filling years ago. Your app can't tell the difference whether you're scanning something that is a plain yogurt or ice cream. It can't tell the difference. So what you want to do, look on the ingredients. If it just says fruit, call it Simply Filling. It's a frozen fruit, but if you mix it in a lot in a smoothie, I would count the points for it. If you're just mixing it up in some ice cream or something like that, don't count the points for it. Count it as Simply Filling, especially if it only has just fruit in it. Look at it, make sure it doesn't have added sugars and all of that stuff. It's going to have sugars because obviously fruit has sugars, but look for if it says added sugars in the ingredients list. It should just say raspberries or blueberries or whatever frozen fruit it is. It shouldn't say blueberries, water, sugar. It shouldn't say any other ingredient but the fruit itself. So just watch for that and double check that. I would call it Simply Filling if it just says the fruit itself. On Simply Filling, you get weeklies. You get anywhere from 42 weeklies all the way down to 21. That's what you would get for extras the entire week. So if you want to go out and have a 12-point candy bar, you can have that. Just count it off of your weeklies and call it good. Now, if you only have 21 weeklies, that's half your weeklies right there for the rest of the whole week. So that's where you got to really mindfully think of things. Like, do you really want to spend half of your weeklies on one single item? If you do, that's great. But if you don't, if you want to save up for your coffee every day, which I do, I would much rather have coffee than a candy bar any day. So I'm going to save up for my coffee. Premier Protein is not Simply Filling, so I'm going to save up 2 points for that every week. If I have a Premier Protein every day, That's going to be 14 points for me for the whole week. So I know that I'm going to want to save 14 points out for a premier protein every day, because I always have my Starbucks. I put a busy in there and call it my Starbucks drink, and the busy is 0, so you don't have to count that, but I do have to count my premier protein. So that's going to be 14 points throughout the week. I have 35, but that'll leave over so many points. This plan is, in my opinion, meant for people who hate to track. I don't hate to track, but I just want to try the Simply Filling at this weight that I am now, just to see how it works for me. So I'm curious about it. But if you hate tracking, absolutely hate tracking, this is the plan for you, because you just go by how full you are. You want to be satisfied, not overly full. So this plan is meant for people that really hate to track. If you hate to track, try this out. I promise you it'll work out for you, as long as you're not going over and feeling super full. If you're feeling super full, it probably is not going to work for you. Just be mindful of what you're eating. You will earn fit points on Simply Filling. So if you use up all your weeklies on 2 candy bars in the week, you can exercise your butt off and gain fit points and use those points for food if you want to. Now, in my opinion, I don't recommend using your fit points at all. And I know lately the leaders have been kind of telling you that you earn your fit points. That's awesome. Use them if you really have to. If you have an outing or something for the week that you really need to have some food, have some extra food at, use them. But I think they're more so leaning towards not using them at all. Why use your fit points? To me, that seems crazy, because I'm exercising for a reason, to lose weight. I don't want to eat that. You know what I mean? If I eat all my fit points, I'm not going to lose any weight. I'm going to stay even and maintain. So that to me is meant for maintenance mode. I would probably eat my fit points if I was on maintenance. No, I shouldn't say probably. I would eat my fit points just to test out how far I could push it. Because why not? I mean, if you're not trying to lose weight, why not eat more if you can? I mean, that'd be silly, right? Earn fit points if you really need them, but I don't recommend using them at all. But if you have to, use them. If you have any questions at all on Simply Filling program, go to your app or your computer and go to the 24-hour chat helpline. They will talk you through anything. I have reached out to them many times. There's always somebody available, no matter what time of night it is. I've called at 3 a.m. before, when I woke up and I just really wanted to have some ice cream. I just got on there and started chatting with her, and she talked me right out of it. So go on there any time of the day, ask them questions that you may have about Simply Filling. They will answer that question for you, because they're really helpful there. In the past, Simply Filling, I believe, used to be called Core. When I did Weight Watchers back when, I think it was Points Plus, it might have been, where it was listed as Core, the foods were pretty much the same thing. They just now call it something different. So don't be confused if somebody says something about Core or something like that, because it's pretty much the same program. Simply Filling Core is all, and I know it used to be called something else way back when too, other than those two. So yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. Using the scanner for Simply Filling can be a little tricky, and it can be a little confusing at first. For example, oatmeal. Oatmeal, sometimes when you scan it, it's going to come up as points. But if you're cooking this oatmeal and it soaks up all that water, it is Simply Filling, because it says on, go back, and like I said, always go back to your sheet. And sometimes they will scan as Simply Filling, sometimes they won't. So just double check the nutrition information again and make sure that's all in there correctly. You get 2 teaspoons of healthy oils a day. I sometimes, in place of the 2 teaspoons of oil, if I don't have to have oil that day, I will simply use avocado and use that as my healthy fat. I'm not going to count the point for avocado if I don't use my healthy oils, because they're still healthy fats and they're still really good for you. I still think they should have avocado 0 points, guys. I do. A certain amount of avocado, of course. But avocados are awesome for you. So I would definitely do like a tablespoon of avocado in place of the 2 teaspoons of oil. That's just my opinion. And I sometimes have that on my toast and I count it for 0. It's always worked for me in the past. So, and like I said, let your weight loss be your guide. If you're starting to gain weight, just try that, getting rid of that. But it's pretty much less, I think it's less fat and stuff than olive oil, so it shouldn't be much difference there with your weight. Condiments can be a little tricky too. It says ketchup. You can have diet sodas on here. You can have the healthy oils are sunflower, safflower, olive oil, flaxseed oil, canola oil. I don't agree with the canola oil, guys. That is so bad for you. I would skip the canola oil. Seriously, it's not good for you. Seasoning and condiments, any fat-free dressing. Some fat-free dressings come up as points. They're all simply filling. So don't be alarmed by that, but do track it. Track it in your quick app, your quick add thing, and just count it as 2 tablespoons of fat-free dressing. I like tracking everything, because then if you're having trouble in that week, you can go back and say, okay, I'm going to lessen this, and adjust it as you need to. Even if you're just tracking on a tablet, just jotting it down really quickly and not even putting the points, just jotting down what you ate and how much of it. Don't even add the points, just jot it down in a tablet, because guys, I promise you, you will want to look back on that at one point in your journey. I can promise you that. Just do it, trust me, it will work wonders for you. Taco sauce is free. Teriyaki, the reduced sodium though, look for the reduced sodium. Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire sauce? I don't know how to say that. You know what I mean. It's simply filling. Non-stick cooking spray, mustard, ketchup. It doesn't say the low sugar ketchup, it just says ketchup. I prefer to do the low sugar, that's what I'm gonna do, but it doesn't say that you have to do that. Garlic, herbs, hot sauce, any kind of hot sauce. Cocktail sauce, wow. So you can have your shrimp in your cocktail sauce too. Extracts and flavorings, unsweetened though. Shallots, fat-free dressings, like I said. Soy sauce, reduced sodium. Spices, all kinds of spices. Steak sauce, sugar substitutes, so anything like Truvia, stevia, you can have that in your coffee too, which is really awesome because, well, I don't have that in my coffee usually, but I have, if I need it, I could have it. I have it in my tea sometimes. Teriyaki sauce, I said that already. Vinegar, and I think that's all they list for the condiments. 94% fat-free popcorn, microwave popcorn, is simply filling. Isn't that awesome? Air pop popcorn is simply filling, and there's some shakeable stuff that you can add in there. I would probably add a couple teaspoons of my olive oil and use my healthy fats for my popcorn, because I usually don't use olive oil for anything else. I'll use Pam spray or something like that for everything else. Any kind of vegetable you can think of, but not included. First on the list, avocados. French fries, juices, olives, pickled vegetables. So any kind of pickled vegetables are not simply filling. Plantains, vegetables prepared with ingredients that are not on no-count foods, such as corn in butter sauce, not simply filling. Dried tomatoes packed in oil, not simply filling, obviously. I mean, you kind of got to use your common sense. Whole foods, for the main part, are going to be simply filling, except for like butter and the high fat stuff. So I wish they would kind of readjust this. Fats are actually good for you. They really are. Grass-fed butter is awesome for you. All of that fake butter, that's what really kills you, guys. It's not good for you at all. So I would recommend, if you're having like margarine, give it up and have the good stuff. Grass-fed though, in moderation, of course. That's just my opinion. There's so many good things on this list. This will make your life easier when you're shopping. So take this along, guys. Take it along. I'm going to have these all over my house, downstairs, upstairs, so I can kind of look back on this and make sure I'm doing things correctly. Sugar-free Jell-O. Simply filling, because it's a 0-point food, so technically you can have as much of it as you want to, but be careful with it. Serving sizes mean a lot in this program. Seriously. Look at the serving size and have that when you have your treats and stuff. If you are not a Weight Watchers member, but you're curious about simply filling and you really want to try it out, download the app called iTrack Bites. It's iTrackBites. They have a version of simply filling in their app, and that is called Filling Foods. So go to the app. It's free, totally free. And then go in and change that app up to filling foods. Otherwise, I think it goes right away to Smart Points. So if you go into the settings and stuff, you will find the program Filling Foods. So click on that, and that is your Simply Filling guide. So cool. So you can try this out without even being a member of Weight Watchers. Just before, if you want to try it out before you actually pay for the Weight Watchers app, I totally recommend getting the Weight Watchers app though, because you know exactly what's going on in there. But this is really handy when you're not a member and you just want to simply try it out and see if it works for you. Try it for 2 weeks. And then if it really works well for you, join Weight Watchers online and pay I think it's $19.99 a month or something like that, and get the regular app for Simply Filling. It's very cool. To change up your app, you want to go to Profile, and on the iPhone, it's up on top, and on the Android, it's at the bottom. So go to Profile, then go to Settings, and then go to Food Settings, and then Method, and then you can switch your thing to Simply Filling or Smart Points. Now, do you have to stay on Simply Filling all week once you switch that app up? No, but you have to stay on it for an entire day. You can't switch it up throughout the day. I mean, you can, but everything switches, not just simply, if you did Simply Filling for breakfast and then for lunch you decided you wanted to do Smart Points and you switch over to Smart Points, it's gonna switch your whole day up. It's not just gonna switch lunch up, it's gonna switch your whole entire day. But you can switch over, do Simply Filling Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and then let's say you have a party on Thursday and you want to do Smart Points instead of Simply Filling, you switch over to Smart Points for Thursday. But if you look back on your app after the day is done on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, after those days are done and gone, if you look back, it will still say that you did Simply Filling on those days, and Thursday will stay at Smart Points. So that's kind of a cool setting there. I really like that. So you can switch it up throughout the week. If you're having a party and you need to go out, like say 4th of July, you can switch it to Smart Points on that day. And then you can feel safe that you're still going to be within your points. If you use your weeklies, of course your weeklies are going to be gone for Simply Filling. But if you don't, they're still going to be there waiting for you. So yeah, I love Simply Filling. I loved doing it before when I did it, and I'm going to love doing it again. So I hope this helped you guys out. And if you have any questions, list them down in the comments. I'll do my best to try and answer them, or go to the 24-hour helpline and see if they can help you out as well. They would know more about it than I would, obviously, because I'm not a leader or anything. I just did a lot of research online, watched a lot of videos, and this is what I found out. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned for the app information next. I'm going to post that right after this. Okay guys, I am going to show you how to do the Weight Watchers mobile app and change up to Simply Filling. So here is my screen here. This is Saturday so far. And what you're going to do is down here at the bottom right where it says Profile, there's My Day, Journey, Connect, and then Profile at the bottom very right. I'm going to click on that. Then you're going to go to Settings. And then up here at the top, you'll see Food Settings, Activity Settings, Weight Settings, Connect Settings. You're going to go to Food Settings at the very top. Click on that. And then you'll see Objective, Method, Rollovers, Swapping, and Are You Nursing? So you're going to go to Method. And then that's where you're going to switch over to Simply Filling. So then you just click on Simply Filling right there, and then you're on it. But that is all you do. And then you just go back to your Weight Watchers app. And just go back, and back. Okay, so up at the top here, we're going to put in the Boca brand. So the original Boca vegan veggie burger, Simply Filling. The original Boca burger, though, however, is 4 points per burger. So you want to really watch the brand name. So put it in exactly how it shows up on there. And then the flame grilled veggie burger is also 3 points. So if you scroll down, you can find all sorts of other brand names. And if we put in Greek yogurt, so you'll see that the Light and Fit Greek key lime flavored non-fat yogurt is Simply Filling. The strawberry flavored is Simply Filling. you see the little scan button at the very top right next to your little search button. You press that and you can scan. Now this is the Extreme Wellness. This is the twin pack, so I'm scanning the outside of the package, and last time I scanned this it came up as 1 point. It didn't come up as Simply Filling. So you know, it came up as 1 point, so that is not Simply Filling, but somebody had told me it was Simply Filling. So what I'm going to do now, this is the actual package here, so I am going to scan this, and yeah, see, so this comes up Simply Filling. When I scanned the actual bulk package, it did not come up as Simply Filling. So that's what you want to do. You want to scan the actual product, and I can go ahead and scan. I will scan the Village Earth Light Bread. It's 45 calories. So we'll scan that and see if that is Simply Filling, and that is. So that is also Simply Filling. So that's how you, if you want to know if a product is Simply Filling, that's what you do. You just scan it and it will tell you, and then you can go ahead and track it. All right, guys, here's our Simply Filling little flyer. It's just a tiny little flyer. Counting smart point values isn't your thing. Try the Simply Filling technique. So this is by Weight Watchers, and here's the back side of it. I'm going to go into the inside first. It's just, like I said, one paper folded in half. No count food list. Here's how it works. We created a no count technique for members who don't like to track or those who just want to try something different. To follow it, eat from a list on this sheet. So it goes through all of these lists, and I'm not going to go through these because that is on the list that I had you print off. Eat portions that feel right to you, not so much that you feel stuffed and not so little that you still feel hungry. Want something that's not on the list? Go for it and use your weekly smart points. Budget. Just remember to track them. So then it goes through fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and then it goes through all of those. Dairy and dairy substitutes, lean proteins, plus more. And then it shows all of these seasoning and condiments, beverages, canola, flaxseed, olive, and sunflower. So it really doesn't tell you much in here. This is pretty much just the food list itself. And then on the back, it has your nut included. And I'll give you a little close-up of that if you want to pause the video and read through it. White rice is on the list, but brown rice is Simply Filling. Switch to Simply Filling. And then it shows you how to do that on iOS, and I'm hoping on Android is, yeah, for Android. Tap the profile at the bottom, and there's the information. If you need to chat with an expert chat 24/7, they can help you through anything that you would want to have help with. You can pick this up at any Weight Watchers meeting. Even if you are an online member, you can go in and pick these up, as well as the introduction booklets and stuff too. Go ahead into Weight Watchers and they will gladly give you those. That's it, guys. Thanks for watching, you guys. Be sure to like and subscribe and share it if you think this may help anybody who is interested in doing Simply Filling. I will see you guys tomorrow for another video. Thanks again, guys. Bye.